self-help, personal development, personal growth, like whatever you want to refer to it as, is a scam. You feel what I'm saying to you? And the sooner you understand this, the better. You feel what I'm saying? Like, think about it, yeah? You're constantly trying to get better. It's constantly trying to improve. You're constantly trying to develop in other areas. It happens, you know, the improvement happens. You gain a lot more knowledge, but a lot of the times we don't move forward when we do this. You know, I've been looking into it for years, and there's certain things, like for years I wasn't moving forward because I was failing to do certain things, you know? And don't get me wrong, the information in there is valuable. It can help you, but by immersing yourself in that industry and constantly watching videos, how to improve, how to develop, reading books, how to improve, how to develop, it does one thing, it gives you information and it shows you how to do that. But that's like eating rice with no stew, you know? You need the sauce to be able to help you. You need that flavor to be able to bring that into your life and create that reality. And what I'm going to be talking about is how you get that flavor to add to that information and stop getting caught in that cycle. Because if you're staying in that cycle of constantly watching self-help and personal development, you're not going to be able to grow the way that you want to grow. But I'm going to show you how, tell you how in this video, how you can grow that way, you know? So let's get into it. What's going on? My name is Christopher Daniels. Welcome to the Don't Stress, Don't Panic family. We are active and I'm about to get in, you know? Personal development, self-help is a scam. So let's get into it. How do you actually develop and how do you improve, like, without constantly immersing yourself in this video, in these videos and in this content? And let me even like, again, I've been looking at this for a long time, and one thing that I aim for when I was watching self-development, or one thing I aimed for was perfection, to improve in these different areas of my life. Once I improve in all of these different areas of my life, I'm going to be amazing. I'm going to be the guy, I'm going to be the man. Year after year after year, I've been doing it. Like, I know a lot, I've got a lot of information retained, but at the same time, it doesn't help me to move forward the way that I need to move forward, you know? But I started to change my perspective and I started to change how I go about things. Now, don't get me wrong, this information that you learn from the self-development and personal growth, like self-help industry, it is helpful, but at the same time, you don't use it as a standalone. You gotta mix it in. And what I've learned over the years, the best way to mix it in is to look at what you actually want to develop and start immersing yourself in content that's going to help you to grow in that way, you know? And let me even explain that. Let me get clearer. There's two main ways I'm going to speak about right now that's going to help you. Firstly, yeah, the first thing that's been helping me, and I'm still doing it now, and it's been helping a lot, is immerse yourself in content that relates to you, the character that you want to build, and the lifestyle that you want to build. So what sort of character, what sort of person do you want to be? Yeah, that's the main question that you got to ask yourself. What sort of person, what sort of traits do you want to possess? How do you want to show up in the world, you know? Personal development can tell you how to build skills, but it doesn't give you that deeper character that you need to like immerse yourself in, to embody, like to be able to project, right? So for me, that one thing that's helped me is understanding the type of character that I want to be, the type of person, should I say, that I want to be in this world, and immerse myself in the content that helps me to become that. And for me, the main thing that has helped me is books right now. Like, I'm reading a lot of biographies, understanding, like, for me right now, I'm reading a lot of men's content. The reason I'm doing that is that what sort of character traits do these people possess? How do they live their life? What commonalities can I find in these great men that I can embody myself? Once I can embody these traits into who I am and allow that to become my natural essence, then things are going to shift for me, you know, because the character is shifting, the personality is shifting, and because these things are changing, and I'm using the stuff from self-help, okay, cool, repetition, immerse yourself, build these habits. And once I immerse myself in the traits that they have, I'm going to see, okay, this is how you do it. You know what I'm saying to you? This is how I need to be. First and foremost, it starts with you. Who do you need to be in this world? And again, immerse yourself in content that will allow you to be there. Put yourself around people that would allow you to be there. Yeah, that's the first thing. Again, like, you need to understand the character traits that you want to embody. Do you want to be more vocal? Do you want to be more Do you want to articulate yourself more? Do you want to be more expressive? Cool. Read some content about people that have had that journey where they weren't too expressive and then now they are a lot more expressive, and read those stories and you're going to see how it links into your personal story. And once you can do that, the shift starts to occur, because now things are getting unlocked in your mind, because I'm telling you, the mind clicks into stories, you know. So when we hear stories and when we read stories, when we watch or listen to stories, yeah, your mind remembers that. You feel what I'm saying? You stories that, even like they say, sales people, they use stories all the time because it sells that, and your mind remembers that. It retains that information. So the more stories that you can read and have in your mind that are similar, the more examples that you've got. Okay, this is how I need to be in the world. This is what I need to do. This is how I need to be, like embody that. So for me, I read a lot of like even like Mike Tyson. I read Mike Tyson's story. I felt like that was cool. I read Malcolm X as a person. Of course, he's well known for like the history and like what he's done within history. But him in itself, the person that he is, so much that you can like, I'm telling you that like Achilles, like some of the worries and some of the traits that they embody, like I've taken all of that in. I'm starting to read it and understand like how they are in the world. And once I know how they are in the world, I can take that. Okay, cool. I've got practical examples of people being a certain way, you know, because it's not about who like what you do, is about who you are, is about who you're being in this world. Once you see how they were being, you can understand, okay, this is how I want to be. And that's you first and foremost. Secondly, other than books, having a coach, having a coach or having a mentor or having a coach, mentor, I'll put these things forward first, The reason why I say that is because they're able to see like your blocks, and they're able to help you to unblock these things, because in order to learn and embody something new, you need to unlearn stuff, you know. You need to, you know, it's like pouring like the cup. You need to empty it out and then refill it with the fresh water, you know what I'm saying to you, with the fresh juices, the fresh organic minerals, you know. You need to take out what was in there and put something new in there. Once you do that, the shift begins to occur. And the next thing, after you have started to work in yourself, and once you are working in yourself at the same time, simultaneously, like you're working on your goals and your visions and your dreams, you know, and this becomes a challenge. This is the next challenge. And these things are challenges, but they're challenges that you must take, you know. There's challenges that you must or pursuits that you must go on in order to become this version and to become clear on what you want to do. So what is it that you want to put out into the world? Again, watch people that have done similar things, that have created things like from nothing, like great designers, depending on what you're doing, again, and what you want to put out into the world. Watch how people have done that. Look at look at what it looks like, you know. You need to get into the detail. You need to understand things. You need to build skills. Build skills that are in alignment with where you want to grow, with where you want to move into, you know, because self-help just gives you like very vague examples, very vague just very vague examples. And with those vague examples, that what do you do with the information, you know? Because if you keep watching that, you keep listening to that, you keep reading that, the aim for you will be to improve, to get better at time management, to build habits, to all of these things. But that's one side of it, and it is good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying discard it. At the same time, you need to add it to something, and that's that character that you have within yourself, and that's that vision that you have. You need to become clear on that vision. And I'm telling you now, it's not about being perfect. Give yourself that space to fail. Give yourself that space to make mistakes. Give yourself that space to get things wrong. And then with that, you need to start developing those skills that are going to make you become that person that you want to become. And with that, I'm telling you now, this is another thing that's important. This is one thing that you can take from self-help again and add this in. Is about consistency. Like, you've been this version of yourself for a very long time, and in order to tap in and connect into someone else and be somebody else, you need to be consistent. You need to unlearn whatever you felt like was there, and then start to learn and embody who you are and be consistent with that. And once you begin to start changing, you're going to see that your reality is going to change. You're going to see opportunities are going to come in that didn't come in before because your patterns are now different. You know, you've learned, okay, this person was like that, and that's the way I want to move. So let me start embodying that. You start embodying that, and that becomes you. And once you become that, your reality begins to shift because you're now projecting yourself in a completely different way. It's your essence, you know, your essence is what brings new realities into your life. If you're just learning information and you're not applying it in a different way, you know, the change will not occur. But once you begin to change your essence, like internally, you will feel different, you will move different, you will communicate differently. And once you start to do these things, that's when the change is going to occur. And that's literally it. Don't get me wrong, self-help does have some value, but don't get caught up in it because it's a scam. Like, you're not going to move forward. You need to first and foremost understand it comes down to building you. But how do you build you if you can't see examples of how you want to be, of what you need to embody? Like, start embodying these traits, start reading about people that you want to, certain traits that you want to have in people. Like, see in people and say, okay, I want to develop some of these traits, and start reading more people that are similar to that, you know. Again, if you want to be somebody that's very articulate and expressive and authentic, again, start reading into people that do that. If you want to be somebody that's very discipline focused, read into people that do that. It's like, find what you want to do and then tap in. And for me, like, it's been working. At the same time, there are times where it's difficult and I tap into my old self, and then I got to go back, and then it is a battle, it's a challenge, like I said. But in order to change, you need to take on that challenge and face it head on, you know. Otherwise, you're just going to be stuck where you are. And there's nothing worse than being stuck when you know that you can change, yeah? So if you've enjoyed this video, yeah, don't